Hi, this is Rev Ed with today's Back Porch Devotional from Genesis chapter 41, verses 1 through 9. After 2 whole years, Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile, and behold, there came up out of the Nile 7 cows, attractive and plump, and they fed in the reed grass. And behold, 7 other cows, ugly and thin, came up out of the Nile after them, and stood by the other cows on the bank of the Nile. And the ugly, thin cows ate up the 7 attractive, plump cows, and Pharaoh awoke. And then he fell asleep and dreamed a second time. And behold, 7 ears of grain, plump and good, were growing on one stalk. And behold, after them sprouted 7 ears, thin and blighted by the east wind. And the thin ears swallowed up the 7 plump, full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. So in the morning his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all its wise men. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but there was none who could interpret them to Pharaoh. And then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, I remember my offenses today. It's been 2 whole years since Joseph interpreted the dreams for the cupbearer and for the baker, and he egged them to remember him to Pharaoh. Now the baker was hanged, but the cupbearer was restored to his post, and he was so overjoyed that he absolutely forgot about that Hebrew slave back in the prison. And now 2 years later, he remembers what he should have done 2 years before. And he goes on to explain to Pharaoh how Joseph had interpreted those dreams and how they had come true exactly the way Joseph had said they would. And you know, there are a couple of things to take from this. Part of it is that we know that Joseph was still being prepared by God for what's coming. Joseph could not see this, but if he had been released from prison 2 years before, no telling where he would be by the time Pharaoh had his dream. He might have made his way back home to his father and brothers. He wouldn't be anywhere near the court of Pharaoh, and wouldn't be able to do the things that God was preparing him for. We know that God works things out according to his perfect plan, even though we can't see it, and sometimes it feels like he has forgotten us. But the main point today is this. The cupbearer had an opportunity to do something good for Joseph, and he completely neglected it. How many times do we have a chance to do something for somebody? And this wasn't much. Just put in a good word in Pharaoh's ear for this person who'd done this remarkable thing. It would have been an easy thing to do, and it's surprising that the cupbearer didn't remember it. All of us, every single day, have the opportunities to do good for others. And what we have to do is be on the lookout for those opportunities and not neglect them. Proverbs chapter 3, 27 and 28 says this, Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, Go and come again tomorrow, I will give it, when you have it with you. In other words, take advantage of this moment to do good. When somebody asks you for something and you have it in your power to give it to them, give it to them. Jesus said, Give to the one who asks from you, and do not refuse him who begs from you. He didn't put qualifiers on it, unfortunately. He didn't say make sure they're going to spend it on the right stuff, or make sure that they're of decent character, or make sure that they are Christians first. He just said do good when people ask you to do good. Let's be on the lookout for opportunities to do good, and let's not miss those opportunities. Unlike what happened with the cupbearer, we often do not get second chances to do good for the same people. People pass us by on the street or in the store or in our neighborhood or in school, and the opportunity to do the right thing, to do good, to bless someone on behalf of God, it's gone forever. And so we all have to take account of our time, and we have to be prepared to be interrupted. You know, Jesus did some of his best work by interruption. Think of the number of times in the Gospels where the story goes something like this. As he was on his way to Capernaum, or as he was on his way to such and such a place, somebody comes up to him and they ask him for something, or they present themselves to him. Jesus did a lot of his best work when he was interrupted, and we can too, if we take advantage of it. If we are not like the cupbearer, but do the right thing when the right thing is presented to us. Who knows if that opportunity will ever come back again? Odds are it won't. We only have so much time in a day, and we have to be good stewards of our time. But part of that stewardship means to make time for the interruptions of others, to make time for the opportunities to do good, to demonstrate the love of Christ in the little things, spending time with someone, listening to them, running an errand, just being decent people, which stands out these days. So take the chance today. Do the right thing for somebody else when you see that chance, and God will bless you for it. May God's blessings be upon you this day.